Yeah, you trying to size me up by my rod? Trying to take a look at my rod and see what size it is and whether I'm worthy or not? I'll have you know, I have the biggest, finest, sturdiest rod in all the land. The ladies love my rod. I whip it out, and the fish are just like, oh my God, I gotta get my bite on that thing. And then porn movies are made with my rod. That's how good my rod is. How's your rod, buddy? Yeah, not that good, is it? That's what I thought. Oh, all of the fog on the highway has dissipated as well. Yeah, it's so much easier to see all the surrounding areas now. Totally. I could hardly see my hand in front of my face yesterday. Well, at least we don't have to worry about getting lost today. We may find alternate routes throughout the area that we missed yesterday too. It's very likely we should keep an eye out for those while we're looking for the beast we need to slay. Is that? It must be the monster Toval sent us out here to take care of. I've never seen anything like it. Is it even alive? Kind of looks more like some sort of machine. Any way you look at it, there's clearly something strange about that thing. I suppose that's why we've been sent to exterminate it. At this point, we can't just go back without finishing the job. Yeah, I say let's see what this monster is made of. On your guard, everyone.
This will take everything we have. Go! All right, let's do this! Leave it to me! Leave it to me. They're open!
An opening! Are you all right?
Thanks!
My turn. Okay.
Leave it to me. They're open!
An opening!
Here we go! Now's our chance!
I'll help.
Come on!
This isn't looking good. Of course. Hey!
Go! Go!
I'll help.
You're finished!
That was way too easy.
Are you hurt, Emma?
Actually, it was fun. I did it!
Is it dead? Yeah, it seems more appropriate to say we destroyed it. Yeah, I didn't get the whole feeling we were fighting a living creature. A mechanical monster. What's something like this doing out on the highway near Legram? Might our intelligence division cadet be able to shed some light on this? You are the one with the mysterious mechanical companion, after all. That's a good point, actually. I don't think this thing's any relation to Lammy's. For one thing, it looks like it's made of metal. That's true. Arlegetlum and the combat shells we used in the practical exams seem to be made of some other substance. And while they may be inorganic, the combat shells do have a certain kind of warmth to them. I don't see how that matters. They all seem suspicious. But Milliam's probably right. This thing doesn't seem enough like Arlegetlum to link the two. Let's head back to Legram. I have a feeling Tobal will want to hear about this as soon as possible. True, he may even know something about it himself. Back to Legram it is then. Something seems amiss here. The town isn't usually this noisy. Huh. Looks like the liner is back at the harbor. But who are those weird people around it? They look like soldiers from one of the provincial armies. It certainly seems that way. White and purple. I seem to remember seeing those colors in Heimdall. I believe that combination of colors represents the Lemaire provincial army. But Lemaire is on the other side of the Empire. What business could their provincial army have in Graham? Hey, looks like you're back. Tobal? Do you have any idea what's going on here? Word on the streets is they that's a big 25% word there. They requisitioned the liner from the wharf on the far shore. So why we're seeing Lamar's provincial army and not Sutherland's is still kind of a mystery. Apparently though, some big shot noble is visiting the Viscount as we speak. Another noble visiting father? Who could possibly? That's a bit concerning. Well, if you're curious, why don't you go take a look for yourself? Since you returned from the highway, that means you took care of that monster, right? Well, that is true. Actually, there was something we wanted to ask you about regarding that. The group gave a brief description of the monster they fought to Tobal. A mechanical monster, you say? Tobal? You have some idea as to what it might be? Well, I'm not sure, but I think I'll go have a look at what's left of it just in case. Anyway, good work out there, guys. Here's your reward. I'll leave checking out what's going on at the Viscount's mansion to you. Huh, he definitely seemed like he knows something we don't. Well, for now, there's no harm in leaving the matter to him. Right, we should see what's going on at Laura's house. Agreed. Oh. Hey, isn't that? There's no need to be so hasty. At least give my proposal some thought. Your attendance would add an extra degree of prestige to our gathering. I'm merely the lord of a minor rural region. Surely you overstate the importance of my presence. A man's worth is decided not by himself, but by those he rubs elbows with. And, while I'm sure you understand, I'd appreciate it if you didn't do anything to cause any unnecessary conflict. I'm not sure giving combat training to the Imperial Army is something you ought to be doing either. After all, neither of us wants any trouble now, do we? Ha ha ha. And with that, I bid you a fond farewell. Oh, and my compliments on the excellent team. I am honored, Your Grace. See ya. Excuse us. My, if it isn't young Laura. And Eustace Alberea, too. It's a pleasure to see you again, Your Grace. I appreciate all you continue to do for my father. They must know him. Yeah, but look at how tense they are. I wasn't expecting him to show up here of all people. That's Duke Cayenne, head of the foremost of the four great houses, and ruler of the port city of Ordis. His authority extends over the entire province of Lemaire to the west. I'd love to stay and talk a while, but I'm afraid other urgent matters call me away. I'll endeavor to arrange another opportunity for us to meet in the near future. But for now, I bid you farewell. Oh, what have we here? So you're Thor's Military Academy's Class 7, huh? How do you... Oh, just happened to do a little leisure time reading on your class. Not a bad looking bunch. Good, good. Enough with the chit chat, His Grace awaits. Excuse us. See ya, kids. Who were those men? They don't look like soldiers from a provincial army, that's for sure. And they did seem to know about our class. I presume they're personal bodyguards hired by Duke Cayenne. Father, you needn't look so concerned. However, it seems like they finally begun to act. The noble faction has begun acting in secret? Indeed, for the past month they've been quite active behind closed doors. No doubt they're trying to reaffirm their unity, holding conference after conference all across the country. Of course, I'm sure this isn't news to your youngest classmate. Well, yeah. The intelligence division's all on edge, wondering whether they're about to start a full-scale conflict with the reformists. Seriously? So, that's what they've been up to, scurrying around all this time. But since Duke Cayenne's basically the leader of the noble faction, I sure wasn't expecting him to come all the way out here in person. Nor was I. They appear to be planning a large conference in the near future, to be attended by all members of the noble faction. The Duke came all the way out here to insist that I attend. But father, you're not even a member. Quite right, my lady. Your father has long kept his distance from the faction. In the same way, he has also kept space between himself and the reformists, preferring to remain neutral. However, they're convinced that all nobles should belong to the noble faction as a matter of course. I've heard they've been quite forceful about bringing those nobles who don't support the faction into their ranks. Would I be correct in assuming that my family is involved in all of this? I'm afraid so. There's been some disagreement over whether Duke Cayenne or Duke Alberea should lead the four great houses, but I expect that either would bring the same platform to the table. Uses. If you don't mind my asking, do you happen to know where my family stands on the issue? You need not worry about your family's allegiances. Lord Schwarzer is widely known as an even more obstinate man than I. I can't imagine that he'd have any interest in supporting the questionable actions of other nobles. I see. I'm actually a little relieved to hear you say so. Hold on a moment. Perhaps there's a move we can make after all. I'm afraid I'll be leaving Legram again on another of my little trips. I apologize for the suddenness, but please tend to things in my absence. As you wish, my lord. Father? Wow, well that was sudden. I believe in acting swiftly and decisively. I intend to establish contact with all of the nobles who have remained neutral in the ongoing faction conflict, so as to prevent them from being taken in by the noble faction's coercive methods. Ah, father. A prudent course of action, I think. In that case, I'd be happy to come with you. Tobal, what are you doing here? Ah, so you're here as well. Wouldn't miss the chance to catch a glimpse of the majestic Duke Cayenne. Did you know he left in a limousine that came all the way from Berea? Wait, then it couldn't have. Did it belong to the Alberea family? Well, Rufus Alberea got into it, so yeah, I'd say that's likely. Couldn't ask for a classier escort. Then why do they have the boat? So Rufus was here. Well, he is the heir of the Alberea family. Considering our visitor was none other than Duke Cayenne, it's not at all surprising that Rufus would pick him up. Okay, so they came on boat and they left on limousine, I guess. But I know you didn't just come here to volunteer your company on my trip. Well, it just so happens that these guys here brought me a pretty curious story. We've got confirmation that a mechanical monster appeared on the highway outside of Graham. Is that so? I believe this is the first time one's appeared since the counteroffensive Sir Cassius launched 2 years ago. That's right. Come to think of it, that was the first time we met, wasn't it? It was indeed. What a strange coincidence. Have any others been found in the area? Nothing so far. This is just a hunch, but I suspect it may have been released as a diversion. I concur. Perhaps having you come with me is the best course of action after all. Alright, that's what I wanted to hear. Father, it sounds like there's a lot more going on here than just factions butting heads. Sorry, I can't say anything for certain just yet. But if we turn up anything concrete, I'll be sure to tell Sarah, and she'll pass it on. Alright, here's what I got for you this afternoon. Calling all fishermen. Could someone catch me the elusive gold salmon? Find me at Apricot's Inn for more detailed information. That's it? That's my whole afternoon. When you're finished up for the day, I'd appreciate it if you could head to the guild and file your reports. I left you a note on the counter telling you how to do it. Nothing too difficult. Got it. Leave it to us. Just make sure to lock up before you leave for the night. Someone else should be coming in to take care of things tomorrow. Understood. We'll do our best to take care of the guild in your absence. I wish you well in your studies, and I hope you'll forgive me for leaving so suddenly. Not to worry, Father. I'm used to it. Thank you again for your hospitality, and for agreeing to a duel. I look forward to our next meeting. As do I. You show great promise as a swordsman. I hope you'll continue to devote yourself to your studies and training alongside my daughter. And other things alongside your daughter, like romantical dating. I'm honored, Sir Father-in-law. In fact, I hope all of you will look past her uncouth father and continue giving her your friendship and support. As a single father, the fact that I have yet to hear any tales of budding romance concerning my daughter has me worried. That's just because we haven't gotten to that part of the game yet. It's coming. Father? It would be our pleasure. She sure does seem popular with the girls, though. Yeah, wait a minute. Ooh. I pray you have a safe journey. Thank you for all you've done for us. Catch you later, then. Give my best to Sarah. Why must he always be so... Honestly, you've got one amazing dad. Free-spirited, open-minded, not to mention incredibly strong. Having met him, I can tell how you grew up like you did. Huh? Reen's right, you know. You're living proof that great parents lead to great children. I suppose having someone like him in your life as a role model would naturally lead you to aspire to greatness. Well, that or feel woefully inadequate in comparison and develop an inferiority complex. But all told, you're living proof the daughter of the Airseed house has grown up sound in mind and body. Stop teasing me at once. Moving on, Tobal has entrusted us with looking after the guild. We may have only half a day remaining, but we still have our duties to fulfill. Look at her trying to change this subject. I am not. Oh, hello everyone. Have you come along after seeing the request I sent to Tobal? That's right. You're in search of some sort of elusive fish, correct? I am. I feel like I should apologize for asking you guys to help me with a personal request, but are you up for it? If you are, I can share the details with you all right now. You're in luck. Our schedule just happens to have an opening. Ah, thank you very much. Just like the request mentioned, I want you guys to seek out a certain elusive fish for me. It's a peculiar variety of salmon known as gold salmon. Just like the name says, its body has a golden glow, but unlike the look of Goldia itself. Not unlike the look of Goldia itself. That must be an exquisite fish. It sounds rather garish, honestly, but I'd have to see it to judge for myself. Have you ever seen this fish before, Wyber? Unfortunately, all I know are what I've heard from the rumors. Bem, who usually fishing at the back of the inn, is actually the one who told me about it. Its golden color isn't its only distinctive trait either, he said. He mentioned that his flavor is to die for, too. Oh, now you've got my attention. I'm afraid I'd be lying if I said I wasn't interested in a taste myself. That's certainly understandable. After hearing so much about it, I wanted nothing more than to try it. I've been bugging Tobal about it for quite a while now, and now it seems like, thanks to you, I might finally get my chance to try it. Fishing, huh? I guess bracers even take on jobs like this. If this fish is so elusive though, what are the chances we could even catch one before the day's end? That does seem to be the obvious issue here. Is it even possible to catch this fish in Lake Ebel? Doesn't seem so, unfortunately. Ben mentioned that he did catch several of them here at one point, but he hasn't found them on the end of his line for several decades now. That doesn't exactly inspire confidence, you know. How would we go about catching it then, and where? Well, I've actually received some promising info from Tobal that put me back on the trail. He claims he's seen a golden sparkle in a river along the highway several times now. All the sparkle sightings have been in different locations though. Well, at least that narrows our search to the river. True, it'll be much easier than trying to search the lake would be. We might be able to find it then. I know it won't be easy, but I'd be pleased as punch if you could catch one. But now that I think of it, do you have the right tools for the job? Sure do, I brought my rod with me. Will this work? Let's see what you got there. Rain showed his rod to Wyber. My word, this is the Lake Lord Company's highest grade fishing rod. The gold salmon is supposedly quite a hefty fish, but catching it should be no issue with this. You must have fishing in your blood if you have a rod this nice. Thanks. Allow us to make our way then. Yeah, let's go. That shiny golden glow. I simply can't wait to catch it. This seems like a good spot to fish, but I wasn't expecting someone to be here already. She seems to be an ordinary civilian, and a noble at that. I'm surprised she strayed this far from town. Should we try talking to her? Yeah, might as well. Excuse me, could we talk to you for a moment? Who are you? Wait, I recognize you. You're that military academy student who saved me in my hour of need several months ago. Oh yeah, I think we did meet once before. Oh, so you know her? Yeah, we ran into her while we were out in Celtic on our very first field study. Now I remember, one of our tasks involved delivering a lost wallet to its owner. And it just so happened that the wallet belonged to this lady in front of us. I see. I'm very grateful for what you did for me. Sadly, that wallet has become rather lighter since you returned it to me. Oh. Might we ask what brings you out here? I would have thought that was obvious. I'm trying to catch my dinner, of course. Some may think of fishing as a leisurely hobby, but I would beg to differ. It's proven to be an essential surviving skill. I see. I don't remember her being anything like this last time. So what inspired you to come this far out of town to fish? You could have just sat on the dock in the Graham, right? She could have, yes. And the Graham is conveniently situated right on the shores of Lake Ebel after all. Surely it wasn't necessary to brave the dangers of the highway to come out this far just to fish. That's where you're wrong, I'm afraid. A first-class angler needs a first-class spot. Easy fishing on the shores of a peaceful lake just wouldn't satisfy me. What is with this woman? She's certainly a unique individual. Sounds like you're after something special, if I had to guess. Indeed I am. I've come here seeking the elusive gold salmon. I heard tales of it from a gentleman in the Graham by the name of Bim. But he also informed me that it cannot be found in Lake Ebel, which is what led me to this spot. And sure enough, not long ago, I finally caught a glimpse of a gold glimmer beneath the water's surface here. A golden glimmer? That sounds a lot like what Tobal said he saw too. Looks like this must be the spot then. I should have known that you would be searching for it too. Very well then. Let us compete to see who can catch a gold salmon first. That's not really what I had in mind when we came out here. That aside, we seem to have found our location. True enough, let's get fishing.
This looks like a nice spot.
I'm gonna catch that fish. I'm gonna catch it. I think I've already caught like 10 of them.
Now that's a catch.
Yep, caught it. Impossible. You caught a golden salmon before me? How can this be happening? Now you're making me feel kind of bad about it. Still, thank you very much for telling us about the golden glimmer you saw. We may not have thought to fish here if not for your guidance. Fair play is a necessary element in any competition. Think nothing of it. Besides, I simply paid the price for underestimating you. It was my fault that I lost. I thought my experiences over the past several months had strengthened me, but it seems I still have room to improve. And improve I shall, until one day I'm known across the land as the finest angler in all of Erebonia. Well then, I bid you good day. Yeah, more power to you. Hey there, everyone. Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the legendary gold salmon you have there? Defying all the odds, it actually is. Here you go. Rain handed the golden salmon to Wyver. Oh my, it's so beautiful. I really can't thank you enough. It's even more splendid than in Bem's Tall Tales. Now I can see why people liken its appearance to Goldia too. So, when are you gonna cook it for us? Really now? Haha, I see you're curious about its taste as I am. Naturally, I have every intention of sharing the taste of this triumphant catch with all of you. As for how to bring out the finest flavor, riverfish tend to be the best suited to grilling, so just wait a few minutes while I fire up the grill. I'm kinda looking forward to this now. And to think we got some food from one of our morning tasks too. It feels like we've just been stuffing our faces today. And so it was that with the forks held high, they all dug in and enjoyed the fruits of their labor. Well then, what do you guys think? Where do I even start? Well, the amount of fat was just perfect, sublime even. Okay, this is off on a tangent, but welcome to watching my channel. I noticed that like in Japanese cooking, and particularly like when I started watching some anime about cooking, like fat and fat percentage and the use of fat in cooking like was super important, and that always really confused me because at least for me growing up like in America, like we don't eat the fat. we cut it off. Like you get a pork chop and it's got a big stream of fat on the side of it, you cut it off and you don't eat it. It's you know, gross. So I'm very, what's the word I'm looking, I don't, it's a cultural thing that I don't get. And I've noticed like it's an important thing in cooking, at least in Japan, and I don't get it at all. And I've watched cooking shows in America and I just don't. So maybe it's a different translation or something. I know like fattiness has something to do with like the moisture, I think, of the food, but at the same time it's like I just don't get it. Agreed. I never would have imagined it would taste this exquisite. I'm glad to see my earlier skepticism was wholly unwarranted. It's hard to believe that this was just grilled. Yeah, I didn't even think that you could get a fish this tasty. Glad you all liked it. Even I was surprised at how delicious it was. Just melts in your mouth. I feel like it's my duty to share it with the rest of the town now. Looks like I'll have to put in another request with Tobal. I'm sure he'll gladly accept. Yeah, once he hears how good it is, he'd have to be crazy to turn down the opportunity. You said it. Honestly though, I want to thank you again for all your help. Unfortunately, all I can offer is stock from the store, but please take it. I wish you all the best with the rest of your field study. Thank you. Good day then.